What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the D.M.C podcast. You're sitting here with your hosts, myself, Cody Hunter, and the legendary, the always ready and willing to rumble, Adam Rigby. And here we go, episode number 26. Right, my bro?
26, mate. My lucky number. Well, it's not actually my lucky number, it's 3, but it could be my lucky number. 3 wasn't my lucky number. I'm sure if I had a number and it wasn't 3, then it would probably be 26. So here we are. In an alternate
So here we are, bro.
Here we are.
What even?
Take a breath.
Hey, team. And like I was saying before, if you are watching us on Instagram again, this is why we wanted to do this today. Get a little bit of interactive love going on. Don't be afraid to post up questions at any stage. Adam and I can both see what's going on. But, let's just mix things up, bro. So how's things going with you since we last talked, bro?
Hi, Debbie Kibble. How are you? Mate, I'm good. I guess feeling the pinch. Everybody's waiting for 3 o'clock for the announcement to see what we're doing in the rest of the country. Auckland seems to be hamstrung a bit by quite a few cases. Yep, this Delta is feral and is not going to fuck around. So, yep, we still need to be very, very careful. Just trying to look after myself, mate, doing a lot of work, staying very, very busy, making sure I allocate time to look after myself, do some exercise. So just jumped off the active lunch and did a training session, which was cool. Probably have a cheeky little spa later on just to relax. And one thing I was keen to talk about, obviously about self-care. This is very, very relevant, team. Self-care, and one thing that has come to my attention is my sleep patterns. So I have become conscious of my unconscious. So I have, through those of you that know, I just recently got a Fitbit, and it's been telling me all sorts of stuff, and sleep has been one of those things. So I have become conscious of my unconscious and starting to see what works for me and manage my sleep and my health and see how it affects me. So it's pretty cool.
Mate, it's awesome, mate. But it's a funny thing, because the first thing we ever sacrifice, with a lot of things with self-care or with trying to be productive is sleep. It's like, I need to do more things during the day, sleep less, go to bed later, wake up earlier. And it's that thing that we sort of look at like, oh, well, whatever, we get it, we'll catch up when we did, whatever. But mate, how much of an impact does a good sleep versus a bad sleep make? And it's massive, eh? So you're noticing your sleeping patterns are good, bro? Or what are you feeling? What are you learning?
Mate, last night I had a bit of a rough one, to be honest. There was a bit going on. We had a big meeting this morning with, as big as it gets, the top of our organisation. And so I had flashbacks to going to the headmaster's office, when you're either going to get a gold star or a smack on the ass back in my day in school. So it was interesting. There was a whole lot of questions flooding through my head. So I thought, fuck, I've got to get up and I've got to start writing stuff down. And one thing that I discovered really works for me is just a cheeky little sleepy tea, some chamomile tea, and some honey in there. Really helps me with my sleep and calm. So I omitted to do that before I went to sleep. So I went down, wrote a couple of questions down. So I just wanted to dump from the rain. Hi, Mandy, and have a little bit of a relax, bit of a detune, bit of a nice hot chamomile tea or sleepy tea, whichever way you want to call it, and just relax and then get back into back into bed and try and knock myself out through a process of breathing, easy breathing.
I love it, bro. We talk about morning routines a lot, but the pre-sleep routines are massive. And if you do have something in your mind, something in your head that's troubling you, what you do is the best way to do it. Like, you just jump up and dump it somewhere, because then you've put it in its place for now. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to try to remember it, which you're not going to do anyway. So you're like, oh, okay, I've done something with it. Awesome. And it feels good, actually, and you will notice it just gets off your mind. Like it's such a good exercise to do, eh?
I love who doesn't love a good night's sleep, eh? Who doesn't love the benefit of a really good night's sleep? And so a couple of things that I'm aware of. So Wednesday night is a night usually under normal conditions in NZ that I get to do exercise and high intensity exercise. So I am buzzing. Wednesday is always a difficult time to get to sleep because the adrenaline, endorphins, all of the dopamine is just flooding through the bods, and the group fitties that are out there that train at night will probably nod their heads and go, yep, we feel you, because your body is amped. So what I've been trying to do is be a bit more mindful of that and do any high intensity exercise versus passive, what I term passive exercise, passive movement, or active recovery, as we call it. That's not 5 minutes of high knees, Mandy Jones. Certainly it's not. It's anything a little softer. So I try and get high intensity exercise out the way a little earlier, because I know I'll be better off and I'll just be detuned. I've been absolutely gunning the spa, so that's been the magic, just sitting back and just getting warm, sitting down, relaxing. And one thing that has taken me away from too is, how you sit and watch TV, and you might be sitting watching something that's an action movie, for instance, The Equalizer, or something that's quite full on a series, and so your brain just starts to go overtime as well. So having that time to actually detune, and I'm not saying peeps go out and buy a spa pool, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you can find some quiet time just to step away from the television an hour before bed, whether it's reading, just sitting, breathing, just even building a Lego castle with your kids if they are up that late. Now, bear in mind, a late night for me is probably 9:30 or 10 o'clock, which changes from the old days back in the day. Parents let me hear say, hey, we know what that's all about. So I'm kind of a little more aware of the habits or things that I need to do to make sure I am successful in my sleep. My beautiful wife, when she has something to chat about, usually it's as soon as my head hits the pillow. So that's always a laugh. And I love that. I do love that. And it's a great source of humor. So sitting there listening, and like, I just love to listen to her talk anyway, especially if it's something that she feels as though she needs to say, wants to talk about. I do actually love that time, but it's just hilarious. It doesn't matter how tired I am. The head will lift off the pillow and go, so, and we're in to a D.M.C. with the lights out. So I do love that. So that's a bit of humor. But yeah, we're funny with our sleep patterns. My daughter is nocturnal, so she at the moment she changes her sleep patterns around gaming and chatting to friends who are also all nocturnal. So that's interesting as well. But lockdown vibes, eh?
Lockdown that's good, eh? But you do have to it can be trained, eh? But I think for me, because I wake up so early most mornings, there's no chance I'm staying awake past 10 o'clock at night anyway. So I don't need an evening routine or a ritual to go to sleep, because I'm blackout on the floor by 3 in the afternoon, probably most days. But so you don't really need to worry about it too much. But it's quite cool. Have you ever thought about how your energy works through the day, right? So there's we can break it into 3 categories. You've got your peak, your trough, and then your recovery. So that those 3 things throughout your day in terms of energy, they sort of change for everyone, right? Some people wake up in a recovery mode, then they go into peak, and then they trough it out, So for me, I'm more like peak, and then definitely trough, as in sleepy, no good at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, always 3 on the dot. And then it pops back up into a recovery. So when you understand what your sleeps or your energy patterns are through the day, you can actually work with them and make a plan your day around those things. So I would never sit there and plan deep work with a pen and paper or typing on a computer at my most wrecked times of the day at 3 o'clock. I wouldn't be doing that. I would schedule meetings. I'd actually schedule going face-to-faces or meeting people or things that require me to be standing and moving during those times. So it's really interesting, eh? So if you can analyze what your day feels like, you can actually do something with it.
And closing your eyes satisfied too, eh? Because sometimes, you can get to the day and what society is like. We always feel as though we need to do more, and we all measure success differently. But acknowledging, and we talk about journaling all the time, but acknowledging a couple of the things that you have nailed today, some of the accomplishments, the things that you have achieved, I think is a really powerful tool as well. And it's giving yourself a pat on the back to say, yeah, you know what, I can rest. I've spent time with the kids. I've spent time with my loved ones. I've done this. I've done some exercise for me. I've knocked off some work, and working from home is a challenge. But I think employers are for the majority, in my experience, are handling it wonderfully. given us options and opportunities to do all the type of thing. And if anything, the lockdown has shown us the benefit of that work-life balance and the importance of getting that right, the importance of making time for family, of moving for sanity. Otherwise we just get caught in this vicious cycle and we continue to roll, and it's just one foot after the other with no real set purpose or intention, and you kind of get lost in that pattern. But to be able to step out of it and just relax a little bit, find some time, be mentally aware, stay refreshed, do whatever you need to do, and become more aware of your surroundings and the people around you has been, it's been the overwhelming good outcome of lockdown, when there are, obviously there are some challenges. But yeah, bro, I mean,
sure.
It's funny, it's, because you can't escape the data. Some people love data, some people don't, and some people go by feel. But it is very interesting to see, to measure your patterns and see what time you wake up and what your deep sleep versus light sleep is, when you move around, when you wake up. And again, for me, measure the things that work for you so you can have a good night's sleep and wake up feeling refreshed. I wake up early anyway, and I can't or don't like to just lie in bed. I'd rather get up and do something, even if it starts with, usually it's me, there's this magnetic sensation that draws me to the coffee machine. And that's
bro, yeah.
I think that's completely habit, that desire just to have a hot drink in my hand. And then it's like, it's game on. And it's what starts from there, trying to mix things up sometimes, and instead of thinking, okay, I'll open the laptop today and I'll do this, then mix it up, go for a walk, a little bit of activation, a little bit of a stretch, a little bit of mindfulness in the morning. So try and throw your days together in a different way, but still achieve exactly the same thing. Because you know what the work is like, what it used to be is like horn, start work, horn, smoko, horn, start work, horn, lunch. Creatures of habit.
Yeah, bro. I think even the last few days, because obviously there's nothing to get up in terms of needing to go anywhere or being able to go to the gym. So I've had the last couple of mornings, I've woken up at my alarm, which I use my watch alarm, which those of you that have an Apple Watch, set up the silent alarm on your watch, where it to be, because then you get all your sleep information as well. But also the alarm just taps you on your wrist. And it goes tap, 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 tap. And then when you don't wake up, it'll go a little bit more aggressive. Tap, 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 tap. So you don't have the sound, you don't have the waking up the whole house, which means everyone hates you now at 4:30 in the morning, and which is amazing. And so, but the last couple of days, I've had to use my motto that I used to talk, which was, don't be a snoozer loser. So if I just stayed in bed, I'd switch off the old alarm, and then I'd be like laying there, I'm like, I'll just wait for the next one, because I always have a backup. Which I never do this, ever. But the last 2 days, it's crept in. And in my head, I've used my own words, and I've said, which I've told many people before, stop being a snoozer loser. And I'm like, well, it's I say that's my thing. I've got to get up. So boom, stand up, get moving, go. Because why do it? Why waste it? Why who made that comment once saying, he's like, I don't really understand how you can have an 8 hour sleep, but then need a 5-minute nap directly afterwards. And people do multiple 5-minute naps. And it's like, mate, you just had
habits,
8 hours.
Bro. Habits,
It's good, It's good, I love that. It's so funny.
And it comes down to that planning. Like you said, you want to be successful during the day, plan it in the night, and you know what you're in for, rather than wake up and stumble around for half an hour thinking about, what the fuck do I have to do today, or how will I organize my day? Try it. If you're not organized, just mix it up. Try and put together a schedule, hi Mitty, and see if that works for you. And I'm sure, it's learning to do different things and be your own. I mean, for me, fitness is the same. I'm my own biggest and best experiment. So experiment with processes and systems and things. You might find that there's something that really, really works for you and optimizes, your own performance, peak performance inside and outside of work, and puts you in real good shape to be your absolute best and shine. Would have been nice to have some nice weather today in Willie's, but a little bit of rain. But that won't stop us, will it?
Nah, bro, who cares, mate? It's great with the old I was going to say the one thing when I had to teach or learn to enjoy mornings more, bro, was I realized very quickly that you cannot trust your morning self. Your morning brain is a complete arsehole. Like, don't trust your morning mindset, your morning brain, because all the morning brain chases is comfort, more sleep. You feel you're all like, oh, you deserve some more sleep, mate. You've done well. You've had a busy week. Like, it's this really big enabler. So it's kind of like, don't trust this thing one bit. Don't trust it to pick your clothes. Don't trust it to prepare your breakfast. Do everything at night so the smart, trusting Cody can be trusted. And in the morning, you just, because of the hard work he did the day before, you can trust him. And it's when I learned that in my early days of coaching, of course, I was just like, it was so much easier. Just have everything done. Realize whatever I'm saying to myself in the morning is a liar. That dude's full of shit. Don't listen to him. You got to be like, nope, get out of it, and just get up and move, because comfort, bro. Like, stay in bed. Isn't it warm? It's so lovely. Stay there.
And a good challenge for people is to get up and capture the sun. So watch the sun come up, and then slowly allow the sun to set in your hands. So be awake for the sunrise. Obviously, be awake for the sunset. Just watch them both. That process of just seeing the day start, and as it lights up everything in its path, and as a day closes and a new life begins at night. That's what I really love about it. If you're out and about, I mean, none of us are out and about at the moment. But doing learning to do a couple of different things, and again, just looking after each other. It's very, very interesting to see how people can behave. We're all under stress or pressure in different ways. And again, from the last post, it's just accepting and allowing people to go where they need to go and do what they need to do. Some people need to be loud, some people need to be quiet, but you still need to ask if you're okay and how are you. You don't have to go too deep. And so, how was your mental health? Just how are you? What's on your mind? Have you got anything planned? What are you doing? What was your favorite thing? I do this with the kids. What was your favorite thing today? Done that ever since they were tiny. Such a powerful little tool, and it gets them talking about something that they're passionate about. But again, just being able to sit in relative comfort and look after each other. There's so much uncertainty, isn't there, bro? So much uncertainty.
Yeah, for sure. And you do have to be very fluid, because I mean, like, we were supposed to do this video yesterday. And yesterday, bro, there was no chance I was doing anything on video. If you had had me on video, I would have either been extremely angry and you wouldn't have wanted to talk to me at all, or I would have said 3 words. It was just like, and I just knew that it wasn't even worth trying, because I know that we've got days up our sleeves. We can always do it again today when you're feeling better. You've just got to be aware of what's happening in your own world. And I was just like, nah, not feeling it today, bro. There's no D.M.Cs today, mate. It's going to just be.
You've got to call it.
Yeah.
You've got to call it, and kudos for you for just saying, bro, I'm just not in shape, because calls like this, we want to be able to give our absolute best. And if you are under pressure, the same thing for me was just after that was just checking in to see, hey, and I'll message you later on to see how you were, and the dust had settled a wee bit. But you imagine being your 10-year-old self, your 7-year-old self, just running around, battling around the 4 walls, being able to walk a little bit, not being able to go out and see your mates, having to hang around with your parents. And it's our job as children to be annoying. I have retained a lot of that ability to be annoying as an adult. Yeah, it's a massive skill. I know there's a lot of people on this call that are going, Adam, you're not annoying at all. So I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about. But that's what we do. We're movers and shakers. We seek attention. We seek comfort at times, and it's difficult when you're dealing with the same people day in, day out. So just reinvent yourself, reinvigorate, pick up a hobby. There'll be some people, learning languages. There'll be some people learning instruments. There'll be some people baking. I'm actually back into the habit of bread making, not sourdough because it takes way too long, but just down working on some dough as we speak. Delicious home baked bread.
Oof.
Hard to beat. So the big,
It is hard to beat.
The big thing is at 3 o'clock, 20 odd minutes, we'll find out again what the restrictions will be like, whether there'll be any movement. Potentially, you might get some leeway in the South Island. Wellington, potentially not. I don't even think level 3, they might keep us wrapped up for a little bit longer. And Auckland, obviously, they've got some issues. So my heart goes out to all of those people affected. But, you know, we're all trying to play our part. We're all trying to be sensible. You know, when I'm out there running or walking, we still carry a mask. And that's to be considerate of some people just, you know, are tense about the situation. And that's just to be considerate of their feelings. You know, most of it will go, I'm fine. I'll just walk out. I don't need a mask. I'm going out for a walk. But people will see you and get agitated. And we don't want to cause agitation. We don't want to light up the local Facebook page. You know, the police don't want another phone call saying, I saw a couple walking with no mask, because there will be calls like that. I heard a hammer and down that my street, there's a tradesman working when it's only you chipping away. We don't want to cause agitation where it's not necessary. So just be considerate. And even though you feel comfortable doing a couple of things, and again, not wearing a mask is one of those things. Just do your best to take everybody into consideration, as we should do anyway. Everybody has feelings and processes stuff a different way. So that's what makes this world a beautiful place to live in. If we were all the same, it would be vanilla. We need some chocolate chips in there.
I would recommend just deleting Facebook completely out of your lives. It's just such a mess, that page. Like Instagram, at least Instagram still stays with just people being positive and showing what they're like. It doesn't get so much bombardment with stuff. But Facebook, I deleted it off my phone because I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, feed you with nothing productive or positive or of use. So I'm like, nah, that can just get right now. That's just not helping anything. So but yeah, it's funny what you consume, what you dive into your brain, you let get in there. So you got to be careful. You got to keep it on the stuff that works for you.
It can be a spiral. Yes, there is a whole lot of stuff, and if anybody comes at you in a conversation, especially in regards to COVID, and said Facebook said, shut it down straight away. Shut it down. Facebook said what? Fuck. They, them, who are they? They said on Facebook. Oh, okay, shit, sounds good. Valid. Believe nothing that you hear, sort of half of what you read.
Oh, man.
But it is these are the times again where we are trying to find stuff to keep amused, but it should always be with the intention to improve ourselves and the lives of those around us. Nothing better than being kind. It's cool, it's sexy, it's something we should all aspire to do and be as humans, to share positive energy and look after each other. You know, I just can't imagine what some people are going through. And this whole thing, you know, the COVID as the conspiracy theorist is just does my head in, to tell you the truth, does my fucking head in. And that's challenging. You know, try telling that to people who have lost loved ones, relatives. I've talked to a couple of people who have lost loved ones, relatives, friends from COVID. Tell it to them that it doesn't exist. You know, so it's way bigger than us. We're protecting a way of life. We're looking after each other. We don't want the army of 5 million to suddenly become the army of 4.5 million. We just again, we should look after each other first and foremost. Don't be a dick. Don't be a egg. Don't be an egg.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick. Look after yourself. Stay healthy. Always wash your hands. Wear a mask where needed. And then we'll all be out partying. We'll all be high-fiving at the gym again soon. We'll all be raising a glass of whatever your chosen beverage is, whether it's water, milk, or a high-end cocktail. We'll all be back into that vibe, NZ. And when summer hits, we'll be on the beach, just lapping it up. So we've got to do the mahi now. You know, we've got to batten down the hatches. And one weird thing, actually, I ordered some chicken for my daughter from Countdown, and the person who packed it decided that an ample replacement was crumbed chicken sausages.
I love when they do that stuff, eh?
Really? But thank you for staying close to chicken. I did pick this one up, and I walked into the supermarket, rolled upstairs, a little special queue. It was kind of all weird. Walked up to a lady that didn't look like she was up to much. She said, "Are you here to pick up groceries?" I said, "Yes, I am here to pick up groceries. What's your last name, Rigby?" She looked at the trolleys. She goes, "Adam." I went, "Yeah, that's me." She goes, "Okay, there you go. No ID? Don't want any ID? So cool. So $192.14 worth of groceries. Go.
Oh, good,
Yeah. But fortunate enough that the smash and grab. I think the smash and grab days are over, right? Am I right, peeps? Are we getting the making sensible nutrition choices and being able to get the food that we need / just the smash and grab that suddenly everybody's a baker and you've decided that you need 5 kgs of flour when you've probably never made a cake in your life. And the biggest consideration is how many times am I going to have a shit and how many sandwiches am I going to make?
And bro, at my supermarket, mate, it was actually I didn't think it went crazy, but I didn't see it busy at all. But when I went, the empty shelves were
Nutella.
I don't even that was I think it was it was energy drinks. Funnily enough, the energy drink aisle, which was just I was just walking past it, was like very cleaned out. Of course, bread was non-existent except for a couple of loaves of sandwich slice. People eat sandwich slice need to change. I don't understand what that's all about.
If you're into paleo bread, this is your time to shine because that's the only stuff left. Why? Because
good luck with a $20 loaf of bread, eh?
I got this. Here's a paleo loaf I prepared earlier. Post-it notes, very similar tasting. Gluten-free, a lot of that. There's a lot of that left. I'll give you the tip.
Yeah, whatever's left, yeah.
Yeah, but you can just try it. Hey, making bread is actually quite fun. It's a good thing to do if you've got kids to try it. It's messy as all hell. But the process of making bread like our forefathers used to do, it's a cool little exercise. Making stuff for yourself and for the family is also sick. We love that stuff. We love it here. And chocolate chip cookies are a fave, eh? Come on, Kiwis. Who doesn't love a good chocolate chip Vicky?
Bro, love a chocolate chip Vicky, mate.
You can rename it a chocolate chip protein cookie because it's got some milk in it.
Some way of some kind, mate.
I guess you could put protein pancakes. You can make protein pancakes.
Yeah, I made pancakes with the kids the other day. We saw one on TikTok, and it was like Maddox was watching. Maddox goes, "Hey, let's try that." So you did a blender. It was like 3 eggs, some oatmeal, 2 bananas or something. Blend it, bang! It was bloody good, very good, very easy. And I'm no kitchen guy. I don't cook anything. So, I don't cook anything. I'm not very creative. But yeah, it was really good. Super simple.
Yeah, we've had a night where we've just focused on it's kind of a pudding centric dinner. So pudding is the main focus. So preparation in the pudding, making something lush and tasty and yummy for the whole family, but also accompanied by just a light, almost like a starter rather than a dinner. So a nice light, really healthy meal, heaps of the veg, and then spark up by smashing the shugs with a beautiful, considered, delicate, tasty dessert inspired by MasterChef, just with a little. I don't know what that is. But
that's just chocolate chip cookie. That's chocolate chips, mate. Dark chocolate chips with M&Ms.
Oh, we love the chocolate chips, but everything in moderation, my friends, except love, and kindness and D.M.C podcasts. That's what we need more of in life. How are you traveling? Because no fresh fades, bro. You have gone how many days without a haircut? Are you self-cutting?
Mate, I was booked in for today for my pre-traveling to Auckland final fade with my bro. But of course, so I would have normally got it last week anyway, but I thought, no, I'll push out an extra week so that it gets done right before I leave again. But of course, I've missed it, mate. So I had to talk. I missed it another day. Had to talk me off the edge of doing it myself. I was considering because during the last lockdown, I was able to do my own. I'm not afraid to do it. Pretty easy. I can do my kids all right. I wouldn't be doing a skin fade to myself. But mate, yeah, it's. I'm doing all right, man. I'm all right. I'm all right at this stage. We touch next week, maybe a different story.
Yeah, I'm just letting mine just go wild. Obviously, without hair product, I'm a woolly mammoth and an absolute mess. I talked about shaving my head, going back to a number 1 or a number 2, and I'm not. I've had that vetoed. I'm definitely not allowed to have the locks cut off. And
I'll join you, bro.
Happy wife, happy life. Just do as you're told.
I asked my daughter that actually. I said, "What do you reckon I should give it a shave?" And she just went, "No, Dad, no." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Yeah. Do as I say. Well, do as I say, and as I do.
That's right, brother. All right, mate. Well, it is 2:51, and we all know that very shortly we've got some bit of an update coming. So, team, thanks for tuning in. Whoever's watching live, we've got you there. Welcome to the live feed. Those of you rewatching this on YouTube or listening on Spotify, etc. Appreciate the support. Hope everyone's doing well.
Yeah, just check in with each other and keep sending us messages. Flicked out a couple of messages to make sure everybody's okay. Continue that and send it around the world. Make sure, if it makes someone feel good, they're likely to do it for someone else. So just a message, just to say, hey, thinking of you, how you going? Not even how you going, but we are definitely, for me, I'm thinking about all of the friends and the people that have tuned in are among that. Wish we could be doing the stuff that we love, and that'll be very, very soon. So, we missed out on workshops for Les Mills, which is a big thing that everybody was pumped and peaking for. But we'll get back to that space by doing the hard work and sacrificing now. So there is light at the end of the tunnel, and it is going to be amazing. So when we get the opportunity, we're just going to light it up and get back to this incredible way of life, and surrounded by the beautiful people that we have. They're fortunate enough to call our friends and family. So take care of yourself. We love you so much. Thank you for the support. Remember, if you haven't liked and subscribed on any of the channels, if you could do that, that would be amazing. We would really appreciate it. And next week we're punching to get a very big guest, special guest, one of the most beautiful, stunning humans on the planet. Stay tuned. No, it's not you, Cody. You're here all the time.
No. Yeah, all right. All right, team. Take care, everybody. See you soon. We are out.